Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve problem 238 product of array except self. So let's first read the problem. What the problem saying? So the problem saying we are given an integer array nums and we have to return an answer array such that answer I is equal to the product of all the element of nums except nums at index I. Okay. The, we are also given we have to write an algorithm that's be run in linear time and here, we should not use any division operation in our algorithm. So let's understand the problem carefully. What the problem saying? So the problem saying we are given an input array nums where we are it is an integer array and we have to return a resulting array where index element of resultant array is the product of all the elements of nums except that index of the nums. So let's understand what the problem is saying. So the problem, if in resultant array, what will be at the ith index? At the ith index, it will be the product of all the element of the nums array except that ith element of the num. So if I talk about index 0, so what will be the value of resultant array? It will be the product of all the element except that 0 index element of nums. So it will be the product of 2, 3, 4 except that index. Okay. If I talk about index 1, then it will be uh, yeah, all the products, all the element except index 1, and that will be 1 multiply 3 multiply 4. Similarly, for this index, for index second, what will be the value of in resultant array? It will be the product of all element except the index of nums. So it will be 1, 2, and 4. And again, for the 4, index 3, it will be the product of all array except the index 3. So it will be 1, 2, 3. So now we understood the problem. What we have to do, let's understand how we will do that. So for this, what I can do is we see it carefully. Index 0, what I I have take product of all the element except this. So I have to product 1, 2, 3. Okay. For index 2, what I need all the element before 2 and all the element product of all the element after 2. Okay. Similarly for 3, I need product for uh, all the element before 3 and product of all the element after 3. So here is something like we need a suffix and prefix for every element. If I write it clearly here. So if my array is given like this, nums array 2, 3, 4. Now let's take this element 1. For this, what I need all the element prefix of 1. What will the prefix of 1? Since here is no element before 1, index 0. So in that case, my prefix will be 1. And what will be the suffix? 1. So for 1, what will be my suffix? All the element after 1. So what are the elements? Here I have 2, 3, 4. So I need the product of all the element of this value. That will be 2 into 3 into 4. That is 24. Okay. If I multiply it, it will be 24. Now analyze for index 2. For index 1, it is 2. So what is the prefix of index 1? Prefix of index 1. So prefix of index 1 is all the element, product of all the element before that index. So here I want one element before index 1. And what is that? 1. So I will write it 1. What is the suffix for index 1? Suffix for index 1. So let's analyze. Here I need what are the element after 2? It is 3 and 4. 3 and 4. If I take multiplication of this value, so it give me 12. So in this case, for index 1, the prefix is 1 and suffix is 12. I didn't include that element anywhere, neither in prefix nor in suffix. So it is in this way, we can skip that index value and get product of all the element before this value and after this value by this. So we implement this. So this till now we have understood we need something prefix and suffix for all element. And what will be my answer? My answer will be the product of prefix and suffix for that index. For example, if I take this example, what will be the value in resultant array for index 0? It will be multiplication of prefix. It should be in resultant array of index I. What should be the value? It should be the prefix of I multiply suffix of I. Here, if I so the example, so here my prefix is 1 and suffix is 24. If I multiply it, it give me 24, and the answer of the resultant array is 24 itself. If I multiply it, it will give me 24. Again, for 2, what is the answer? It is giving me 12, and here also my prefix is 1 and suffix is 12 for the index 2, index 1, and if I multiply it, it will give me 12. So that is my answer. Again, 24, 12. Again, if I take this index 3, so what will be the prefix? Well, the element before that index, that is 1 and 2, and if I multiply it, it will be 2. And what is my suffix for 3? It will be only 4. So in that case, multiply 2 and 4 give me 8. So my answer is 8. And if I analyze for this index, the last index, what is suffix? Prefix. So prefix is all the element before this index. So it is my 1 into 2 into 3, that is 6. And what is the prefix? Suffix for 4. So there is no value. So my suffix will be 1, because I need to take 1. If I take 0, and when I multiply prefixes to fix, multiplying any value by 0, it give me 0. So I need to take 1. So prefix of last index is 1, and the suffix of first index is 1. So we have understood how we can do this. Let's code it. So how can we code this? First, I need to take the length of the nums, that is nums length, length. Okay. Now what I need two array. One is suffix and one is prefix, so that I can store. If I come here, what I need a array suffix, prefix, prefix array, and suffix array. Here for each index, I will write a prefix for that index and suffix for that index, and in the and how I make my resultant array? I multiply prefix and suffix for that index. Okay. So for that I need a suffix. It will be an integer array, and I name it prefix. And what's the length of this prefix array? Same as my nums array. Okay. Similarly, I can make a prefix array. Sorry, suffix array, and let's say it new int, and the length is also same. And here, if we analyze what is the prefix for the first value, first index, there is no value before the first index, so I need to write 1. And what is the suffix for last value? So there is no value at the after last index, so here I need to write 1. So we will manage that edge case as well here. So in prefix for index 0, there is no value before this index, so in that case what I will add, I will write 1. And similarly for suffix, at last index there is no value after that index, so in that case also I need to write 1. Now I will run a for loop that start from 1, because I have already handled index 0, so I will start from index 1 and I keep running and at the last index and I plus. Okay. Now what I can do? What? How can I calculate my prefix? If I come here, what is my prefix for? How can I make my prefix array and suffix array for this example? What if I come here? Right. Let's right here. For index 1, my prefix is 1. Okay. Now for index 2, what is my prefix? My prefix is the multiplication of all the element before uh, multiplication all the element before that index. So here the only element before index 1 is 1 and its prefix is 1. So we will multiply its value. What this 1 indicate here? 1 indicate that since the product of all the element before index 1, it is 1, and now what I can, if I want for index 1, what I need, I want to multiply this element as well as all the element that come before this element. So for index, if I want to make prefix for index I, so what I need, sorry, prefix. So what I need, prefix of index I. So in that case, what I can do, uh, first I need all, first I need to add element that appear before that index, that is 1. So in that case, I need nums I minus 1. Here I need to write nums I minus 1. Okay. And what I need, I also need of element prefix. What I need, I need a prefix for that index. If I'm index at 1, so what I need element of 1 and prefix of 1, because it calculated all the previous element, calculated product of previous element before that element. So I have taken this element and I need the product of element that come before this index. So I need the prefix of I minus 1 as well. In that way, what I'm doing for index 1, let's say index 2, for index 2, what I'm doing, I am taking the element of I minus 1 index, that is the immediate element before that index, and I am also multiplying all the its prefix. So why? Because its prefix have calculated the previous element, calculated the product of previous element. So in this way, for my index 3, I can multiply all the element that appear before this index. So this is my idea. Then how will I calculate my suffix? If I that for suffix, I will start from the last. If I am at index 1, I have already calculated the suffix of last index, that is 1. Now if let's take this problem index at index 0, 1, 2. At index 2, what will be my suffix? So my suffix is all the element before, after this index, that is 4. So I need to add 4 nums n minus I. Okay. For index I, what I need to do? N minus I, and what else? I also need the suffix of all the element that is appeared before this element, and how I can get, I will get, I will get that from the suffix of this index I minus 1 and minus 1, suffix of that index. Understood idea how I'm building my prefix and suffix array? Because I in suffix, I need all product of all the elements after that index. So first I will take this element, and I also multiply suffix of this index, because it already calculated the previous elements in his suffix array. So I can directly take it that from there. I don't need to multiply again for this element. I can take this element and take its suffix that is already calculated. So in this way, I will build my prefix and suffix. Hope so you understood. So now I need to build my prefix for index I. So how can I build it? First, I need to take element of I minus 1, the previous element that come before the previous element, and what I need prefix of that element as well, because it has already calculated the product of all the element that appear before I minus 1. Understand? Hope so. Now let's build the suffix. I will start building my suffix from the last. So how can I build it? I will now I will build it from the second index. That is, I have already built it for the last index. Now I start building it from the second last. That will be my I minus 1. Okay, n minus 2 basically. And if I is 1, then how can I build it? First, I need the previous element. First, I need the previous element, that is n minus I. Okay, and I need to multiply its suffix, that is n minus I. Why I am doing this? Because I know this n minus y has already calculated its suffix. And what is suffix? All the element after, all the product of all the element after that index. So I will add multiply that value as well as its suffix, so that it give me the all the product of element that appear after this index. Okay. Now, in this way, I will build my prefix and suffix for each element. It goes from 1, 2, 3 till my last index, and in this way, I will build my prefix and suffix. Now, how can I build my resultant array? So, I will build my resultant array by multiplying prefix and suffix for that index. So, I need to run one for loop again, and it will start from starting. Now, what I can do? It will go from 0 to n, and we will increase it by one index. Now, okay, let's come here, and to build a resultant array, I need to write a resultant array, empty resultant array, initializer resultant array, let's call it res, and name its size is also n. And here I will come and for index I, what I will write here, prefix of I multiply suffix of I. In this way, I will build my resultant array as well. And now I can return my resultant array. Return res. Okay, now it's looking fine. Let's run it and see. Here I got the error because I mistyped here. Instead of writing nums, I have written num. Now let's rerun it. Now it's working. Let's submit it as well so that we can see whether it's working for all test cases or not. Now, yeah, it gets submitted as well and it's working. So if I analyze the time complexity for this, so what is the time complexity? So the time complexity is linear. How? Because we are running one for loop from 1 to n, that give me time complexity n, and here also I am running another for loop from 0 to n, that give me another what will be the time complexity if I write here? So my time complexity is on omega of n plus omega of n, that give me the resultant time complexity linear. Okay. And what will be the space complexity? The space complexity is also n because we are taking three. What is the space complexity? Space complexity is also we are one is for tree, one is for suffix, and one is for resultant array. So overall, my time complexity is space complexity is also, and that is the resultant array. So we will not include in time complexity, space complexity, because this is the requirement. We have to return a resultant array. So we will not include in algorithm space complexity. Only we are using two linear space, and that the resultant space will be again n. So we are solving this problem in linear time and linear space complexity. Okay, thank you.